Spirit wanted me to post another reading. I wasn't going to. I honestly was ignoring it because I was like, ugh, I don't feel like doing this. And I couldn't ignore it anymore. Also, started this reading, my battery was at 7%, and I feel that the number 7 is significant. So, whatever the number 7 means to you, because I'm not getting a strong message other than luck. Luck. So, I started with Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck, and as many of you know, Shadow is all about the stuff in ourselves that we don't see, and integrating that into who we are and loving ourselves for who we are. So I have Rebirth and Renewal, and I have Releasing Judgment from that deck. So, and I have the Wounded Heart. Then I have from the Mystic Manifesting Oracle deck, Healing Lack and Energy Flow. Then we have from the Forest Spirit Oracle cards, we have Transformation, Leadership, and then from the tarot, I pulled the Emperor, the Ten of Wands, and the Three of Swords. So that's a pretty intense message. First off, what I already know, obviously from the Wounded Heart and the Three of Swords, is an ending, a relationship ending, especially the Ten of Wands here. Is this past tense or is this present? I mean, is this present tense or is this future stuff that's already going to happen? I think for many of us, we're smack dab in the middle of this right now. Rebirth and renewal will start there. You are emerging from the darkness, transformed, and the new version of you is waiting. Releasing Judgment. Do not fear your darkness. You are not good or bad. You are human and evolving. And then the Wounded Heart. Acknowledge and tend to past emotional wounds. Healing begins with self-compassion. So right now, I'm going to take a break from that. I know this is all over the place. Maybe you're all over the place. Mercury retrograde makes everything all over the place, and we're in Mercury retrograde right now. The Ten of Wands, the Emperor, and the Three of Swords. So the Emperor really speaks to me of authority, setting boundaries, putting your foot down, laying down what no longer serves you anymore. We know with the rebirth and renewal, and the 10 is an ending of cycles so that we can start something new. Transformation here with welcome change and emerge stronger just as the butterfly emerges from its cocoon. Something in your life has ended. You probably set this boundary yourself with the Emperor. You said enough is enough. I don't care how much it hurts. I can't handle this anymore. I have to say goodbye. And it was, or you're going to have to do this, you're going to have to do this. If you haven't already done this, you're going to have to. You may be avoiding the situation because you don't want to go through the pain. You're afraid of the loss, but that's where the healing lack comes in. Affirm that you have enough, you do enough, you are enough, I have all I need. I want to remind you that when things go out of our lives, however painful that is, it makes room for new things. We have to have faith and we have to trust the process that whatever we remove from our lives is going to be replaced with even better things. I know from personal experience with the Wounded Heart, which is acknowledge and tend to past emotional wounds, healing begins with self-compassion, that with the Wounded Heart, I know that many of us have probably experienced loss over and over and over again, and it's hard to believe that something better will come. And the leadership, I want to go back to the leadership too, because this comes in with the Emperor, and how strange I put it next to the Emperor, because what did I say about the Emperor being in authority? So this message, like I said, it's all over the place. I'm all over the place. The energy is all over the place. We are the masters of our own destiny. Destiny is free will, okay? Destiny is free will. You are in control of your destiny. You're in control of what you want to participate in. You've either decided to put an ending to something or you're going to put an ending to this. You're weighing it out, and I'm coming through to tell you that you need to do this. Energy flow. Clear pathways. What did I say? Clear pathways in the body for spirit's energy to transform. I release any blocks. What did I say? Removing this situation, putting an ending to whatever this is. For a lot of you guys, this is going to be a relationship. For some of you, it's going to be, I think, a job, but you need to remove it because fear of lack, fear of going without is what's blocking the new from coming in. The wounds of the Three of Swords are fairly shallow. They hurt because they're in the heart, but they're shallow. I wouldn't recommend pulling a knife out of your heart literally if you ever get stabbed in the heart. But in this situation, I do think that what's keeping that blood flowing down there is the wound. You have to close it. You have to close a chapter in your life. You have to transform because you're trying to transform. You're trying to grow. You're trying to get on a new timeline. And this is something you're manifesting. And you've probably been being told. You've probably been being told that you had to close this chapter out in order to move forward, but you're afraid of what's going to happen if you let that go. But I'm here to tell you that releasing judgment is of yourself. This is judgment of yourself, most definitely. But releasing, I just keep seeing the release, the 10 of Wands. That's about being overburdened. That's about carrying too much. That's about having to stop and lighten your load. It is really hard sometimes to let go of things that you care about, things that you love, but they're no longer serving you. I don't know about you, but I get a little sentimental sometimes, so I have a hard time throwing things away. And it's time. It's time. Because what's going to happen is you're going to unblock your energy flow, which is going to replace that feeling of lack that you have anyway. You're lacking because something is blocking you. Yeah, I look over at my deck and I see the Ace of Swords. And that tells me, and I look over and I see, the Ace of Swords. Under it is the Knight of Wands. And then off to the side, under several other cards, is the Ten of Cups. So Ten of Cups is contentment. This is full contentment. This is a happy ending. The Ace of Swords is about clarity, but it's also about cutting away the bullshit. And I was thinking how you might not feel an instant change, but then I look over and I see the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is movement. That's something that's coming, rushing in. And it's a positive change. Your ancestors, your guides, your deities, God, Source is trying to hand you a positive change. You have to let it go.